I'm not watching the Dark Knight trilogy because men can't be normal about it, and I don't want any part of that. That used to be my big take on the Dark Knight trilogy, and what's funny about that take is that I actually really like these moody, aesthetic, impressive superhero movies, and I also love pop culture. So I feel like I get the references, like I've heard the Batman voice and the Why So Serious, and I've seen the Cillian Murphy edits, so I don't feel the need to watch them for real, like to sit down the whole thing, like, oh my god. But the way men like it is particularly interesting to me. It doesn't really just start with the viewers, though. Like, Christopher Nolan is really good at making these movies that ask really old questions at this insanely high caliber. I think that's why people like his movies so much, is they're predictably difficult to approach. Insanely large projects with these all-star casts and this incredible writing and these huge sets, but they're very easy to discuss. Justice, the thematic tie of the Dark Knight trilogy, is an old, strong song for like an A-list serious movie. The Dark Knight series really outdoes Christopher Nolan's legacy as like this highbrow film director and positions him with a real pop culture following because it marks a giant shift in tonality for superhero movies across the board. Nolan's Batman represents this outcast with unlimited power, this famous anonymity, and this dark masculine fantasy. What I mean when I say men aren't normal about liking The Dark Knight is that by and large, men have an appetite for what they love. They want it the way it is for them when they begin loving it forever. They want it for themselves. They want to put their love on a mantle and then keep it there. In media, men are not expected or encouraged to participate in things that are feminine or female. For example, husbands never have to watch Little Women, but wives are expected to put up with the Fast and Furious movies. Men tend to isolate media for themselves. They remove it from the context that it was made in, or even the intentions that it was made with. The Boys, American Psycho, Fight Club, the Dark Knight trilogy are all examples of critique or satire that are then exploited into fulfilling a fantasy. Male viewers say to themselves, maybe this could be satire. Maybe this could challenge me. Or maybe I could make it my wallpaper. Even when a fantasy is thoughtfully prepared, it is still a fantasy. You can mix literature and highbrow performance with Bruce Wayne and feed it to your viewers, here comes the airplane. The wrong tongues will always lull and gulp and then spit it out as a fraction of your attention. I've denied watching this series for a long time and denied anything to do with this franchise within the Batman catalog because I guess I thought it made me a better feminist. The most feminist gesture isn't actually avoidance. The most feminist gesture is probably just doing what I want regardless. Women don't have to peer anxiously through keyholes into rooms they don't feel welcome to. I don't know if you've actually ever taken hold of the knob, but the door isn't locked. I don't need to deny myself what makes me curious solely because men are weird about it. I watch movies for myself, for my life, and for the conversations I love to have about movies. Women are constantly on guard and subconsciously perceiving men and their proximity to us. I had mentioned earlier that women are basically expected to play any play. Men aren't brought up with the empathy that is expected of women, but women can enjoy or not enjoy, or watch or not watch, whatever movie. And it's not an inherently good movie because a lot of people, predominantly men, like it. Robert Atwood has this quote that says, "You are a woman with a man inside watching a woman. You are your own voyeur." I don't really have time to be a voyeur. I'd rather be a viewer. I'd rather be alive. I don't owe anyone my tiptoeing, carefully curated, well thought out answer as to not step on anyone's toes. If I don't want to watch the Dark Knight trilogy, I don't have to. I enjoy the campier, sillier Batmans like Keaton and Kilmer because they make me laugh. My taste remains undampened. I do like the Cillian Murphy edits though. Okay, thank you for watching. Comment if you have anything you'd like to add to this mini essay, or maybe if you have a movie you'd like to hear me talk about. Follow my Instagram, it's at Aquatic Vanilla, like my YouTube channel, and I'll link it in the description. And subscribe and like it and all that, you know. Enjoy being on the internet and exercising your free will. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye!